2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. My name is MrLlama, and this is going to be the start of the Platinum replays for making improvements stick. And we are going to be following, yes, T. We're just going to call him T, and he is going to be the red Zerg. So, a lot of Zergs in a row, and I do understand this. And as I have said in the other 2 replays, this is not only a Zerg allowed stream. You can be any race whatsoever and send in replays. And we will have some Terrans and Protosses coming up in the near future here. So do not worry. We have all 3 races hitting over the course of these next 3 or 4 replays that we have. So, yeah, so right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and see ZVP 4T. And he says, my Z used to be low master, and it's bad now, and he doesn't know why. Now he's platinum, and we are going to go ahead and see exactly why the 11-minute max out. It is a good build, but we're going to go ahead and see what T does. And the biggest thing for Zergs and ZVP, if your opponent Forge Fast expands, is that 8-minute benchmark. Okay, that's just going to be one of the biggest things. And also, I would like to note that this is Platinum League, and what are we going to start doing in Platinum League as a Zerg? We are going to start scouting. Because what if he was 2-gating you, and all of a sudden you're trying to take another hatch and a 3rd hatch, and, well, crap. Now here comes the 2-gate, and you're dead. Unless you're cats, and then you hold it. Also, hatch firsting. Risky, my friend. And you will get punished in the future for that. Most likely. Especially on ladder where they can just pylon wall you in right here. But yes, so you will not. Not sure. I guess you mean block. Alright, so generally just that 15 pool and then try and drop down that 16 hatch. Totally fine, that's very safe. And now you say crap because you get here and you see that he's Forge Fast expanded and you thought he was going to gate expand. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so you get in here, and this drone now has seen everything he needs to see. You could send him in at 14 if you wanted to. So on a 2-player map, I'd suggest sending a drone over once you hit 14 supply. Just send him over to his base. Check like right here. Just check here. If you see a forge going down, okay, just back off. Make sure it's a forge. Click on it, not a gate. You see a forge going down, okay, click on it. Send your drone back. That's it. You come in here, you don't see a forge at all, and that's not up. Go ahead and just kind of micro around, or you can leave your drone right there to be annoying when he comes to drop a nexus. But even that is something that you don't have to worry about too much. You can just check to make sure, hey, my opponent is not going for a gate expand, and I'm going to drop 3 hatcheries, right? So now he's going to go ahead and do the very annoying abuse on this map, and you're going to have to get some drones over there, I'd imagine. You do have some links that will be on the way, but I think you're going to have to cancel the 3rd, actually. And see, if you would have just gone for a 15, sorry, a 15 pool first, you wouldn't have this issue at all. But I think, now you may be in trouble now. So, if you have just gone for a 15 pool, you would have had these links out a lot faster. They could have been chasing down that probe. And yeah. And now you only have, there you go. So that's just something to think about. And I think you'll still be okay because it'll kill off this pylon. So no, he was way too late on that for sure. But just saying, in the future, if somebody is going to do that to you a little bit faster, well, that's something to definitely note, as if you just had that 15 pool, you'd be okay. So queen injects. Need to be on top of these. Don't worry about these as much as worrying about the macro back home. So many players worry about their unit micro and think that's what's going to make them Grandmaster. Nope, it's going to be all of that amazing macro. Or not Grandmaster, but Master at least. Yeah, so we shall continue to see. And as I was saying, ZVP, once you make sure your opponent is going for a Forge Fast expand, the biggest thing is this benchmark right here. If you can hit 65 plus supply, 70 supply consistently, then you will be in a great position. Okay, you're doing good here, getting good drone saturation. No real complaints so far. Start a queen here. That's going to be a big thing right here. That's going to hold you back. Oh, you started that one right there, and it's just kind of a late transfer. Okay. But notice already all the energy saved up on that queen. So you could have actually started creep spread right there if you wanted to, which would have been good to connect your bases. So we're going to get the inject, starting our gas a little bit late, I'd say. Maybe start one a little sooner. But, you know, nothing horrible to complain about here. Got to get on those gas, though. Got to get on those gas. And still got to get on those gas. So he's going to send over some zealots. And we're still not on these gas, and just now getting on the gas, right? So, a lot later than we needed to be. Right. So, 8 minutes, and we're at 62 supply. And I want to note you have been supply blocked for the past... And okay. So, for the past 40 seconds, you've been supply blocked. And you're just now going to come on supply blocked. That right there would have been huge, because look at all this money right here that you're saving up, right? That would have been so nice if that was all in drones at this moment. Also, something to note is you don't have a roach horn down, you don't have an evo chamber down. There's a lot of things that they could do to you right now that would just be so brutal. Okay, so, you know, not a bad job right here at all. You're going to kill us off, lose a couple drones, but you're probably ahead after that engagement. I would imagine so. Also, you have good drone saturation, so that's good. But, as I was saying, it's not good. You still don't have many gas going at all. It's 9 minutes in, you only have double gas, so you don't have a lair started. You're just now starting your roach horn. These tech buildings need to come down a lot sooner for you, which is usually not how I normally say it, because normally when I'm talking about ZVP or whatever, a lot of players throw everything down so early and they get everything and they can't support it because they never droned, right? So they'll try and throw down a roach horn, double evo chamber, a lair, and then like a macro hatch, and they'll have like 35 drones. And you're like, well, you know, it's a good idea, but you can't do all that off of 35 drones. You won't be able to support it. And then they'll throw like all 6 gas down as well. So just something to think about. Roach horn at 7 minutes with an evo chamber. 7 minutes to 7:15. Get those down. And this will be so helpful if your opponent had gone for a Stargate opening. That'd be really helpful to have that evo chamber down already. Because if he comes in with double void ray all of a sudden, you don't have connected creep right here. So he's going to be able to kill off this queen, and then he'll just be able to start focusing down this hatch. Then a third void will come, and you still don't have spores to get up. And there's a good chance you lose your third right there, and that's going to put you behind. So, where are we at now? 59 drones. You could have droned a little bit more, I'd say, especially because you saw him push out with those 3 zealots. But 59, I mean, actually, I'm not going to say drone a little more. I feel like that's actually a decent amount. Maybe like 62, 63. That's what I mean by a little more, not like 70 or anything. Queen energy, very high right now. Larva need to be spent. So that's going to be a big thing. And once again, it's getting supply blocked. Just not the best times. So when you could be near maxed right here, or in a better position, I like the taking of the 4th right there. So, I mean, you're playing decently smart, but you just gotta, for you, it's going to be working on smaller macro mechanics and tech. Tech. So here we go, once again, supply blocked, and then the mass overlord make. I won't complain too much because it is out at 142, but it's something to think about. And the lair is so late that all these upgrades, are not these, but your roach speed, getting an infestation pit down if you want to do that, or whatever it is, it's just going to be very late. Liar. You also don't have link speed, which isn't awful, but if you're going to have anything in it, whatever. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start feeding you some goals out right now. Numero uno. Teching faster and finding times to tech. I want you to take a roach horn at 7 to 7:15. I want you to take an evo chamber at 7 to 7:15. I want you to get your lair at about 8 minutes, right? So 8 minutes is, yeah, 8 minutes will be the time that I want you to get your lair at. Good job with your 4th. That's totally fine. A macro hatch would be good now. Or, you could get that macro hatch before that 4th even comes out. But I suppose if you see your opponent take his 3rd, then you could get that 4th down there. creep spread. Sorry, not a goal, but it's just something to focus on, especially when you have a creep tumor. Make sure to be connecting these bases. That's going to be big for you, especially later in the game when you have to move queens and stuff. And now you're moving out with this giant 200-200 force, but you waited a while before you moved out with that. So there's something to note. And you're also not droning to saturate any further. Okay, so we went up to 67, but you want to go up higher than that. 67, while it's an okay amount, is not a game-changing amount. And as you can see, he's on 67 as well. So you want to be way higher. And don't attack into force fields like that. Alright, we will talk about this in a second. So once again, you have nothing mining at your 4th. And you don't even have the gases going, which would be good to start moving up into an infestor army, right? So once again, this goes back to our goal of, which is your number 1 goal, tech. Where is your tech? Where is your tech, my friend? You do not have any tech. And you see Colossus, I want to spire down. I want to see a spire down right now. Spire. Spire. Where's the spire? I mean, see, you're being cute, you're doing good things with your army, moving these in. You just got speed right now. That hurts. That's because you had such a delayed layer right there. That is not good. And now you're going to push in here. I mean, this is great unit splitting, all this stuff. You're being such a nuisance right now. You didn't quite move in well right there. You should have moved further and then like focus on this nexus or something. But now you're not going to be able to, and he'll be able to come back. But I mean, overall, this is really good stuff. This is really good things to be doing with your units, doing this stuff, because you're abusing the lack of mobility for a Protoss. But unfortunately, what's happening here is you aren't teching up anything beyond these roaches. There's an infestation pit at 1645. That is so much later, and a spire at the same time. And you still have yet to mine from this 4th base. You could have taken a 5th base by now, plus a couple macro hatches, and masked spines had you gone with a lot of drones. So, late in this tech, if he pushes over right now, he'll be able to win, because he just has that ball, and you don't have any tech to do the damage that it needs to do. So you move up there, okay. And I imagine he's just going to start... Nope, okay, so he's going to come back here to defend. It's cool. Go and get out. Yeah, so it's not bad. Once again, still yet to take anything from there. Are you going to go up to high for Broodlords? What are you doing with this? Because you're not getting pathogen glands. And it doesn't look like you're getting any infestors out. So it's confusing, Once again, it just goes back to your tech. Your tech is very strange. And you're also trying to engage in horrible positions. So I'm going to make that your number 3, I think. What did we say? Number 1 was it supply blocking? Number 1's tech for you, for sure. That's going to be your biggest number 1. Because look, now the Protoss is just going to walk over here and destroy you. And that's going to be it. Now you're going to try and throw down spines. But you don't have enough drones. So number 1 for you is going to be tech. Tech, getting everything earlier. Roach warrens, evo chambers, lairs, hives, infestation pits, spires. Everything needs to be minutes earlier. And it's not, and that was so hurtful for you. Number 2 is going to be drones. I want you to continue droning. So when you send them with that force of roaches right there, and you're trying to trade whatever it is, you're holding them back, and you're losing some roaches or whatever. Get some more drones out. Get up to that 100 drones, and or it doesn't have to be 100. It could be 80, 85, whatever it is. Take your hatch, take your macro hatch. You got a lot of money floating, and build spines all over. Do whatever it is to free up that supply that then you can make into infestors. Which, hey, we still don't have an infestation pit, and that is killing us. And so now you're down to 58 drones. Maybe I was looking at the approaches the whole time I was talking about these. But now you're down to 58. Okay, just up to 63 now. And now you're going to start droning. But now it's I mean, the game's pretty much over. It's too late, right? Because you still haven't really done anything with that tech. He's taken a 4th base. You have no tech. You're stuck on these mass roaches here. And just now moving to Greater Spire at 20 minutes, but he can just, his army will obliterate your mass roach army. And that's just a fact. So that's going to be a big thing for you. So the second thing was drones, and then goal number 3 is going to be engagements. You have yet to really engage him in a great spot. You tried to engage him up this ramp for about 5 minutes, it felt like. I mean, clearly it wasn't 5 minutes, but you tried for a long time to keep trying to engage up there, and then it'd be force fields, and you'd push into those force fields for a while, then back off, then you'd try and engage again, and he would just force field again and destroy you. So that's something to definitely focus on. Then you tried to engage over here in strange positions, and then you engaged right here in a horrible position, trying to engage on this little choke versus Immortals, which shoot further, Stalkers, which shoot further, and Colossus, which shoot way further. So find better places to engage for sure. That will help you out so much. And now we're trying to move into the Broodlords, but I just have a feeling like it's going to simply be too late for you. And I mean, it's good, you know, your upgrades haven't been bad either. You've been pretty good with those. Once again, still need pathogen glands. You want to get those infestors there. And now your army is still stuck on this mass of roaches that just don't have the DPS they need for the late game. So that's, I mean, that's something that's just a problem right there, an inherent problem with the Zerg race, or not the Zerg race, but with this strategy, this 12-minute roach max out, is once you hit that max, or even before 180 and stuff, just start sending your roaches over there earlier. You hit at 13:30, you want to hit at 12 minutes. Start sending them just to that third, and to that, and do the half and half split up both ramps if you want, whatever it is, to try and get up and in and do all that crazy stuff. But that's where you want to do it. And then when you're remaxing, you want to have some roaches, and then you want to have tech as well. And that will be so much better for you. And then you won't be caught with a giant amount of supply filling roaches that just don't do enough damage, because they're just not a DPS unit really. They're a tank more. So finding their role will be big. And okay, he's doing a nice job scouting. Now you're gonna head over here to this 4th, but I mean, you just won't be able to kill off all of his stalkers before he picks off your Broodlords if he blinks forward. That's going to be a problem for you. And I like your moving down with your roaches. I like that, you know. That's smart right there. You're doing a good job. You're doing some things right for sure. But now here we got to be careful. And so you can just blink forward and pick all these off. And his Colossus and everything, pick up your roaches, and he has a mothership out, so this makes it tough for you for sure. Yeah, and that's basically going to be GG. So not bad overall, really. You know, this has been really impressive players so far. But there's just the little things. One's the tech. 2 is the drones. Just need to make a few more drones for sure. And then 3 is going to be your position micro on your attacks. That was your best engagement right there. But it was too late. It didn't matter because you were engaging with simply roaches. So we are now going to be moving into game 2, or part 2 of Platinum.